Good morning, I'm Mr Edwards, the new Deputy Head Teacher at the James Hornsby School. It's 7:30 AM, there are no students about. This is the start of my 4th week at the school and I still haven't met hardly any of you, and it is really strange. What I have done is met a number of staff and I'm really starting to get a feel of the school, and hopefully we'll be returning shortly and we can all crack on and I'll get to meet you all as soon as possible. There's been some brilliant assemblies over the last few weeks. The main message for me has been the family ethos. I'm not going to try and compete with Mr Back's amazing assembly last week about what we can do to care and look out for each other and stay safe during this time. When I go around the school and I see the school values, the ones that really stand out for me and what I want to focus on today and my views on them are the high expectations, the hope and aspirations, and the desire to achieve. All three of them are fundamental to success in life, really. But when we come back, we need to be prepared to work hard, obviously, but it's also what you're doing now to prepare yourself for that. When I think of high expectations during lockdown, I think about getting up early, having a shower, having a clear aims and objectives of the day, going on Google Classrooms, setting yourself a timeline of how hard I'm going to work, and trying to do as much as I can. If I have any questions, I can contact my teachers, but really focus on doing a large amount of work. When I think of hope and aspirations, that's one a lot at the moment. You've got time to reflect and time to really think about what you want to do with your life. That should be really ambitious at this stage. You should be dreaming big, really, without being cheesy. You should be thinking about, what am I going to do when I leave James Hornsby? What college am I going to go to? What apprenticeship am I going to do? What is a university? Should I be looking at that? What job can I get and then work back from there? And we should be really aspirational at this stage. But we're only going to do any of those things with desire and hard work to achieve. Personally, if I take away my job, forget that side of it, my sport is my hobby outside of my work. And my personal experience of these are that I wasn't that talented at sport. I'm quite slow at running, I'm quite weak really, I'm not that strong. But growing up, I worked so hard at it. And yeah, I've been paid to play football in 3 different countries. I played for Essex at cricket from the age of 10 to 19, and I've only just stopped playing first 15 rugby. And all of those things, there's been so many people more talented than myself, but I've worked hard. And that can be transferred across our studies. There'll be people in your classroom that work harder than you, and they'll probably be more successful. The people that put in the effort, and during the lockdown now, the hard work is going to really have an influence when we come back. So my real hope is, with high expectations of yourself now, that you're really working hard to achieve. I'm sure a lot of you have been watching Netflix over the last few weeks, and the UK #1 is a brilliant series that I've really loved. Really captures that. So if you haven't seen it, just some of the quotes. This is Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest sportsman of all time. The whole theme of the series for me is that he just worked so hard. There are people in his team, the Chicago Bulls, the greatest team ever, arguably. They couldn't even get in their school team when they were at high school. But they worked and they pushed themselves. Some of the quotes: you feel better about the effort when you win. Failure is acceptable, but not trying is a whole different ballpark. There is no acceptance for not putting in your full effort in anything you do. And this is real exam tips going forward for year 10s. The only way to relieve pressure when you get stressed is to build your fundamentals. What that means is the basics. Practice them over and over and over, so when the game breaks down, when you come to that exam, you can handle anything that transpires, anything that comes your way. And it's about putting in this hard work now to go forward and be successful. Okay. And then the last quote from the series that I really took out, that I feel relates to all of us right now: always turn a negative situation into a positive situation. Now, if I got my GCSEs in 12 months' time, what am I going to do? I need to think of this as, this is a tough time. But I've had time now to reflect, and when we do come back to school safely, what am I going to do? I'm going to push myself with the highest expectations and aspirations to achieve. All of your teachers are working hard that when you do come back, they are ready to fill those gaps in your knowledge that you have. So what perfect opportunity right now to work as hard as you can and then find areas in your specifications for your GCSE students of areas that you are really struggling with. And then you can work with your teacher to fill in those gaps. Teachers are going to really support you during this time, but you need to come back refreshed and really clear to them what you're strong with and what you're not strong with. Okay, so a few personal tips from me. As I said, I keep seeing that growth mindset all around the school. With regard to aspirations, set yourself some clear goals and some clear timelines. By this time next year, I want to have improved in this subject to this level. Every Year 10 student, by this time next year, I want to get these GCSE grades for my next steps. And please don't be that person, I just want to get this grade so I can get to that place. Push yourself to get the best grade that you can. With regards to desire, it is tough at the moment. Getting up every day without the structure that you're used to. 10-minute rule from me. If you can't find inspiration, turn your phone off, blank desk, sit down and pick a topic that you're going to spend 10 minutes to really focus on. Think about nothing else and focus on that thing your teachers asked you to do. That 10 minutes of quality will be better of 20 minutes, 15 minutes of faffing around. That's 10 minutes, and then next time you go back to it, can you go back over it again? Okay, and then push yourself and push yourself. With regards to expectations, my main thing would be purposeful practice that you might have heard of. If you're in Year 10 again, your GCSE started at the start of Year 9. There would have been some things that you have forgotten about already. Can you go back over those? Can you make extra revision on those areas? You're going to forget that stuff. That's natural. This is a perfect time in your learning now to be revising all of the things that you've done throughout this year. That applies to Year 7 all the way through to Year 10. Go back over your notes, go back over your revision, look on Google Classroom, stuff that you should already know, and then continue to build upon it so it gets into your short-term and then your long-term memory, and then you're ready to master it. I would expect all Year 10s at this stage to know their exam board, that their exam for each subject is in. I'd expect them to know where their specification is, to look at all the topics that they need to know. If it's an exam subject, I'd expect you to be able to access past exam papers and practice them on top of everything, and then look at mark schemes. Find out what the examiners want for you to get those top grades. So they're just a few things that I would advise, and again, whether that's flashcards or mind maps to help you pull that information in and then go and find exam papers and practice. Okay, that's pretty much it from me. The Year 10s have just had a data drop this week, and we're going to be looking at your attitude to learning, your current attainment, okay, and your homework grade will be focused on how well you've been working during this lockdown. So I'm really excited to hopefully see high expectations and aspiration of people working really hard during this period of time. Year 8s will be having a virtual parents' evening coming up shortly, and you'll be getting information on that. Okay, so have a good week, be motivated. The school will return when it's safe to do so, and when I finally get to meet you, I want to see students ready to push themselves, achieve well, and do the best they can in life. I hope to see you soon. Thank you.